This episode is sponsored by Aura. Hey guys, welcome back to Nerd Locker Podcast, your podcast for everything. And today we are going to be talking about, my name's Adam.
Oh, yeah, I'm Oliver, in case you guys didn't.
In case you guys haven't known after 160-something episodes. So we're going to be talking about something that we haven't talked about in 2 years since we started this podcast.
Oh, my God.
The Last of Us, guys.
Oh, my God.
It's finally
finally
back.
fucking here. The first episode, season 2 of The Last of Us.
Came out this Sunday, and it was... like... I've never seen you more excited watching an episode of anything.
I was so pumped, dude. You have no idea. Oh, my God. So, the episode's great. It opens up, and it's so...
5 years later, by the way.
5 years later.
So, this is definitely from the games, guys. So,
Yeah.
games 1 and 2 also had a 5-year time gap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, we're, introduced to basically everyone standing by a funeral-type situation. Being young Abby and looking over these bunch of crosses and stuff.
Yeah, where the giraffes were and stuff.
Right.
You see all them, yeah.
And so the sentence that gets me the best is Abby's like, "We're gonna fucking kill Joel."
Yeah.
Which is a great, huge deal in the second game. If you haven't played the games,
We won't talk about spoilers till the end.
Until the end.
Till the end.
Yeah. But no, it was great, and then it jumps 5 years.
Yeah. So we get the 5 years. We get to, which I think I'll have to look back at our old episodes, but I know we made some bets on this 2 years ago.
I think we did.
We did. Bets on some spoiler stuff, but as well as I think I might have lost the bet because I think I said they were going to try to show us those 5 years, but I think they still are just through flashbacks.
Maybe.
But I thought they were going to just actually draw it out and maybe 2 or 3 episodes in this year, the next 2 or 3 episodes the year after, and just show the natural progression to hit to that 5-year mark. But it kind of seems like they're just showing us 5 years. But
we're just jumping.
Yeah, they're gonna jump back and forth to flashbacks and stuff, especially with what might be happening. That's probably the best way to keep certain characters around is flashbacks, at least on the bill.
Yeah.
But it definitely it picks up where the first episode of the first season was very in your face, go 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 go. This one was a very natural, heightened increase of intensity and anxiety,
Which is interesting because they know, the audience knows what's gonna happen.
Most of the audience
does.
Not all of them. I will say, at least looking on comments, there's a lot of people that never played the video game that are saying some stuff I'll talk about some of the things I read, and I'm like, yo, I wish that would happen.
What'd they say? Oh my God.
So one of them was just a lot of people think that, I don't want to say because it's going to get into spoilers, but a lot of people do think Abby's going to get wrecked by Ellie
I see.
Immediately. Little do they know that that's not how that works out.
You just said no spoilers.
But little did they know it's fucking wrong. Doesn't mean I'm telling them what's happening, but I'm going to tell you right now, I can tell you what doesn't happen. I'm not telling you what does happen. I'm saying what doesn't is she doesn't get wrecked right off the bat.
I can't think. Also, I feel like compared to the game, there are certain aspects in the show that got so accurate. But also, the age bothers me. I feel like she's still a little too young.
The actress is the age of the character. Her face does look a little too young. That's just on her.
Oh, okay.
But it's more the fact of
what How old is she?
I think she's early 20s.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So when she started, she was, I think, also almost 18. And It's been a while since they filmed. So
wow, okay.
She's definitely in the older realm right now. I don't necessarily think that she portrays as much of Ellie's caring. She's really good at the angst.
Oh yeah,
of Ellie.
She's good at that
but
part.
I don't think I can when I see the romance scenes between her and Dina. It's
a little.
It's awkward because I don't.
Awkward.
She's not good with the showing that kind of emotion, that actress, at least through this role. It still just seems fake and playoffish and standoffish, and I don't like that.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. I don't see where the charm is from that character yet. And I have a funny feeling like after what happens, maybe we'll see more of that when it really gets brought out to the surface of emotion, because she's gonna fucking feel it. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest thing. Like, she's gonna regret everything she is doing right now. And like you kept saying, they did like basically the whole episode was like the trailer.
They stretched out the trailer because
when you say trailer, what do you mean trailer?
So there's a trailer where they when they were advertising the game. Okay. And this is like when like if you haven't played the game, then sorry, it's been a while. Where Ellie, like that kissing scene during that first night, that big night, was literally the trailer, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, she's gay." Yeah, which was very accepting. That was amazing. That was a good scene. But there was no before that where like Joel did the therapy session with Catherine O'Hara, by the way.
That was great.
That was awesome. And there was no like extra added like her shooting zombies and stuff. It just seems like they just stretched out the trailer, not the game itself.
Yeah. And they are going to be doing I forget who the actor is, but when she mentions "you killed my husband, Eugene," that's not something we've seen yet. Yeah. It was in the trailer for this episode, or for the season, where you see him like leading him into the woods with a shotgun. Mm-hmm. So he does shoot him. I don't know why and like what the reasons were, and like she said, I should forgive you because I understand why you did it. It's how you did it. So it's like, how did he do it? Did he actually just shoot him, or did he like beat him to death kind of thing? Like, did he let his anger out that he feels from Ellie onto the husband? You know, like that's the thing. Like, what really happened? What did Joel do? That it can't just be as simple as killing him, unless it was maybe lying to him and manipulating him to get him to a point to kill him, because it kind of seems like he was leading him into the woods probably under false pretenses. But even then, if you knew why, as the wife, did Catherine O'Hara's like character know about it before the death, or did she only find out after it had already been done?
I don't even remember.
And I guess that also would change things too, because if she knew and she let it happen, I don't think she's right to be upset. You know what I mean? But true. If she didn't know it happened and then was told afterwards, I can see where it is hard to forgive, because it's like, yes, I understand, but like, I wish you would have told me, or like warned me, or like maybe I could have fixed it, kind of thing.
I think this is also like kind of like, so people were really mad at the game when Joel...
Not yet. We're not there yet.
When something happened. I think they're selling this point early on in the show to show like how much of a piece of shit he is.
Yes, but at the same time, so Eugene, what I remember, because like I said, out of the two games, you made me go through a lot more gameplay of 2 than 1. And 2, Eugene was brought up, but Eugene was already dead. It was that guy with the beard that was part of the wolf thing from Jeffrey Wright's like character, stuff like that. So Eugene was already part of that, and they showed that in the trailer. Like, we're gonna get Jeffrey Wright's character and like the wolf stuff and all that stuff. So that will probably also be connected to whatever he did with Eugene. Like, I feel like that's still a plot point. I think instead of him having already been dead, because remember, like in the game, Eugene was one of the only ones we heard about that died naturally. He died at 75 from old age. He didn't die from anything else. He was the very first, like, at least in the games, to say, like, yeah, he died naturally. He wasn't killed. So, like, that now that they're changing that is also a big thing. But also, what if he also, before Joel killed him, said, I'm going to die anyway from cancer. Like, just do it. Like, we don't even know if maybe Eugene asked to be killed. Like, we don't know what he's hiding. And I hope, and we know we're going to see it, because it's in the trailer. So we're going to get that part, whether that's a flashback or it's like next episode. I don't know. Yeah. But before we get into the big spoilers, because we have to get to this next part.
Oh, yeah. Wait, who? Oh, friends of the show.
Yeah, friends of the show. Here's our sponsor. And we're back. So, real fast, spoilers right now. Yo, when Joel bites it...
Dude... Joel fucking takes guys. He gets bodied.
But we've talked about this before, guys. We talked about it last time with season 1, and we did put a spoiler thing. But if you guys are just now tuning in, or one of our recent viewers, or just didn't see those episodes,
Joel
dies.
Shit.
He does get killed. Abby will kill Joel. So when she says kill him slowly, she means with a fucking golf club. She's going, at least in the game.
She slams him. Yeah, I know. I don't know if they're going to change it
in the game. But we got glimpses of the cabin.
Yeah, the cabin was wild. I love
So,
that.
but also one thing that I don't know if you noticed was you saw like Joel trying to get someone on radio and he couldn't get anyone while he was in the snowstorm.
Yeah.
That's when he gets fucking ambushed.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they're on their way there, and I think he's gonna go out on a mission to I feel like I think wasn't it in the game Ellie was out and he was going to try to find her
right.
because she keeps rebelling.
Yeah.
And when he goes to try to find her, he runs into Abby and they take him.
She gets like captured, and then she
Yeah.
mentions Joel and stuff, and then that's when
That's when they
lure
figure it.
Joel,
Yeah. So like all that shit is fucking like, and I don't remember what our bet was, and I think you either one of us said it was gonna happen right away first episode.
I think so too.
The other person said last episode. I think we're both gonna be wrong, and
I think
it's gonna be
in the middle.
It's gonna be in the middle or like 3, because I think
think
I think it's
3.
9 episodes or 10. So I think it's gonna be 3 or
Wait.
4.
What episode are we on? A 1.
1. So we'll probably have like 2 or 3 more episodes with him before it happens. And even if it does, it's gonna probably be like the cliffhanger, like with Negan, with Glenn, where like they capture him,
Dude,
and then like she hits him with a golf club once, and then it cuts to the fucking credits.
I'm getting teary-eyed already. This is such a fucking emotional scene for me in the game. Seeing Joel, I've played with this man
Yeah,
for 10 hours, 10 and a half, and
that's it.
seeing him die, and then you have to play as Ellie and the killer
Yeah.
in the game.
Exactly. Like, and the thing is too, it's like what's great about Abby is there's so much like shades of gray, because it's like, was she wrong or was she not? Because this is the thing too.
Exactly.
We just have to think though, like he stopped them from killing, or quote unquote possibly killing Ellie. That's the thing that always gets to me, is like you were never told, I forget her name, the Firefly, said like this might kill her. And that might was enough for him to go fucking ballistic. But it's like, if you would have just given the shot, but you literally fucked over the whole world
But we were also like,
for one person that now hates your guts.
but also keep in mind, this person is literally the imprint of like his daughter.
Yes.
That he lost
Yeah.
20 years
If
ago.
only he met Dina first.
Yeah.
Then, or if they would have just took Ellie in episode 3 over there, because
if we met
at the
Dina,
beginning,
there'd be no story.
no, but because in the beginning he didn't give a fuck about Ellie. If they would have gotten her there like right away, he would have been like, all right,
Just like, oh yeah, he calls her cargo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he really doesn't care for her for a while. And the thing is I know in the game we find out like it was like what 3 out of those 5 years in when she like put 2 and 2 together that he was lying because he said something
Right,
to her that
yes.
didn't make sense. But it kind of seems like she knew immediately when he told her at the end of season 1. Because it took so long for her to say okay.
It was the longest pause. I thought I had to reset my computer.
Yeah. So
Is that me?
yeah.
Oh. But yeah, it was oh god, it's gonna be so emotional.
Yeah.
Next couple of weeks.
So, but I mean, other than that though, it was just overall.
It's gonna be a while. What do you rate the episode?
I would rate this episode because it was a lot slower than the first one. I would say it was definitely. I'm gonna say 8, and I only say that because like I want to see more of Abby. I do think that Caitlin Deaver has the attitude down.
She does.
Very well. Like she
does.
is scary.
She's
Like
she
that's the
does.
thing. She doesn't match body type, but I don't think necessarily it matters. Only considering the actress playing Ellie. If Ellie was, because the thing is Ellie also kind of built some muscle mass and got bigger and older and like a little bit more formidable in the
Ellie,
game.
Yeah.
You don't have that with this actress, so you don't really
Right.
need someone that. It wouldn't make sense for her to fight someone that built. Unless she felt like she could take them on. So like having someone
man.
more her size.
Having Abby that size was such a game changer. No pun intended.
But they already said they're only covering the first half of the game in season 2.
okay.
So wherever that halfway cutoff point is. So I mean, you played. I only played that walkthrough. I don't even think I got to that halfway point. What is, in your opinion, what do you think they mean by halfway point? Like where does that mean? Because at first I thought like,
That's
does that
gonna be
mean Joel's
tough to
death?
tell.
But no, Joel's death was before the halfway point.
Right.
So like,
it's way in the
wasn't there a
beginning of the
time
game.
jump at some point in the movie?
No.
Or in the game?
No. There was a time jump, I think maybe after Joel's death, but that's way too early on.
Yeah. So I wonder what they mean by halfway point. Like, what in the game could
There
be like...
was like a lot of flashbacks with Abby to feel for her character. So I wonder if they're gonna extend upon that more.
They might do that.
Because she she falls in love with somebody and they fuck on a boat somewhere or something.
What I'm gonna assume is this: either they're going to do Joel's death, like episode 2 or 3 or 4, or they're gonna start like dragging that out a little bit. Like right now, we have a lot of present day, and we got a couple of flashbacks. I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple episodes are like
just flashbacks,
back and forths while this is all happening with Joel. Like gets captured, gets like maybe they talk to him for a while before they start hitting him. They have stuff with Ellie trying to find him, and then like probably like how in The Walking Dead they did 7 and 8. Season 7 and season 8 is over the span of 2 weeks of time. In their world, like it literally, like when they first meet Negan to when they beat him, it only took them 2 weeks, but it lasted 2 seasons, aka 4 years of television.
Right, that's wild.
But also in the comics,
CW works differently.
But also in the comics, it was the same thing over 2 weeks, and it was like, and comics come out one every like 3 months, so that was, I think, 30 issues of comics, which is like almost 4 or 5 years of comics for Negan before you got to the end of the Negan saga.
Jesus
so like
Christ.
They could push this as much as they want because they've been proven time and time again, television, you can drag it out. So like I would not be surprised if we're going to watch like 6 hours of time over the next like 4 or 5
Exhibit
episodes.
A is episode 1 of season 2. Like they pushed just a trailer.
Not only just a trailer, that was all just one day. That was like day into that night.
Day, right.
And then we got the next day morning. That's it.
Yeah. So we'll see. Oh, and then we got really quick before we end.
Yeah.
We got introduced to a new type of zombie, a new type of
a new kind of cordyceps, which is in the game. It's called the Stalker.
I completely forgot about that.
And that thing is one of the most terrifying things. It's more evolved, and it's kind of funny because like I don't know. I would assume that Walking Dead, like the show, took inspiration from the games from that, because that's kind of like what was happening in The Walking Dead. Towards the end of it, not only could they like open doors and throw rocks at windows, but they were like strategizing and getting quiet so people wouldn't hear them.
Yeah, I picked up some like stuff from like I Am Legend type stuff.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going down this thing of
and stuff.
Just like with the first episode of season 1 when they went back to the 70s and they were talking about like the cordyceps and how they adapt and evolve. So this is just them evolving more and more as it goes on, just like the zombies, just like natural predator prey. Like when you're a bird like trying to grab like a mouse on the ground, you want to be as like up as possible where they can't see you and as quiet as you can be. So like these zombies or these cordyceps are doing the same thing because they technically are part of nature, so they already know how to be predator and prey.
There was a scene where Ellie was like, "Come run at me,"
and it didn't,
and avoided and hid
and went inside, hid, and then when she turned around, that thing was fast as fuck, boy, because it got out of there and then fucking tackled the shit out of her. And thing is strong as fuck,
it was
too.
Smart, yeah.
Because she still got bit. Scary. She got bit.
She lost.
She lost. And then she fucking... And that's another thing. Like, I like that they showed that she cut it and then stitched it up so no one would know it was a bite.
Yeah. It just looked like a cut.
Like, no one knows she's immune yet. And I don't know, in the games, since we're talking about spoilers, does Dina ever find out before...
Dina finds out when they fuck.
That she's immune?
Yeah.
By seeing what?
No, she like tells her after they fuck.
Okay.
And then Jesse walks in on him.
Gotcha. And then you also said something that I don't think I got too far in the gameplay, so let's talk about a little bit of spoilers real fast before we go. What happens to Dina in the game? And why did you say it was weird for her to be around now?
Dina, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, dies. I forget how. I can't remember how, but I'm pretty sure Jesse also dies.
Okay.
I forget how that happens though, but it's got to be. I really can't remember. I was gonna look that up.
Was it before or after Joel?
After Joel.
After Joel. Okay, so I don't know why it's not weird to see her now then.
No. It was just weird because like I was thinking,
she's going to die.
I knew she was gonna die.
Is it gruesome? I'm assuming it's hard for Ellie.
God, I'm gonna cry a lot.
Was it gruesome?
I think it was pretty gruesome.
Okay, we'll Google it afterwards.
But there was a small thing also I wanted to point out really quick. So they are Dina and Ellie are infiltrate a building.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they pick up a bottle, which is a wild game thing that you do.
They did the crouching, they did the listening, they did
did
it was basically
all
like you
of
were
it.
pressing the
It was
controller in front of them.
cool.
Yeah.
It was so fucking cool.
That was so fucking
And they
awesome.
threw the bottle. They did the listening on counting how many clickers there are in the building. And I was like, this is amazing. And Borderlands, you need to learn from that. Just saying.
Because it was never POV in the game, right? It was,
No, it's third person.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah.
It was really, really neat.
So, yeah, guys, keep watching. We'll try to cover this as much as we can. We may not be on top of it all the time, but we'll do our best.
I'm very excited.
We will definitely review when, like we said, spoilers. When Joel dies, we'll be here with tissues.
Dude, I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I don't want to lose Daddy Pascal,
Oh my
but
God.
he'll be Mr. Fantastic, so he'll be fine, unless he gets killed there, too.
He's still Mandalorian.
Yeah, until he gets killed there, too.
Oh, God.
Anyways,
Jesus
but until
Christ,
then,
Rick.
where can they find you?
You can find me on the Sphere 21 on any social media platform except for TikTok. I am on. What am I?
Oliver Kahn VA.
That's it.
And you can find me at AMR Photography. You can find our studio at Archangel Studios Official. And you can find this podcast, Nerd Locker Podcast, wherever you find them. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.